What is up and welcome back. We are your Colorado real estate family and it is that time. It's time to do our quarterly Denver market update video.
All right, let's go.
If this is your first time watching, Pete and Chelsea, Sweeney here, and what we'd like to do is educate you guys on the Denver metro area. We're talking, it's not technically the Denver metro, Colorado Springs all the way up into Fort Collins, give you all that information that you need to know. So if you are planning on relocating in this beautiful state, give us a call or text the phone number right below. Right below right there, we always answer. It doesn't matter date or time.
And if you're not ready to call, no worries. Hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so that you are notified every single time that we put out a new video. We are covering all these different cities, and you are not going to want to miss it.
It's so funny because just recently we had one of you guys comment on our last Denver video how much you loved it. Thank you so much for that comment.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we just try our best to put the information out there and then also communicate as well as much as possible because you don't know the lingo that we do. You're not kind of looking at the numbers the same way that we are. Thank you so much for that. We truly appreciate that. Yeah. Also with this, obviously the market's changing, guys. With interest rates going up the way they are, the market has flattened out or even gone down so much. What do those numbers look like? Let's go ahead and break it off with Chelsea.
This couldn't have come at a better time because usually we're doing these quarterly updates. However, just recently, from the last time that we did an update up north, go check it out if you haven't yet, we are starting to see a little change. So I dove in a little deeper today. I hope you guys don't mind. We typically like to go over some of the things that you guys want to see, the trend, and then I did gather a little bit more information from a real estate perspective. But let's talk about those active listings. Now, I did have to bring out my handy dandy paper because I got a lot of numbers for you today, but I will summarize those for you, so don't get caught up too much in the numbers. These are the most up-to-date numbers I pulled. It was the end of September, so it's only 2 weeks ago, closing the end of that quarter. So the first thing is active listings. We're gonna look at overall. Active listings was 7,429. That is going to be down 0.7, so less than 1% year over year. However, it is up 11.24% month over month. So that's really exciting to see that we are seeing more active listings come on the market.
Now, one thing I want to note on that is this is typical what we see every single year. August is slow. August is really slow. Once we start breaking into October and November really start to pick up in those years where people are starting to look a little bit more and everything. That they are going to halt on that interest hike, till later on in the year. People are like, if they're going to hike them again, I might want to get into and purchase a property right now. And so I think both those contributing factors is why this did go up month over month.
All right, out of that 7,600-ish, 4,500 of those were new listings, just to kind of give you an idea of how long are they been sitting versus newer ones. So that's exciting to know that actually more than half are new listings coming to the market.
And make sure you do stick around towards the latter part of this video because we are going to be breaking into those median sales prices of overall attached and detached. That way we would kind of throw you the numbers, what houses are selling for in the Denver metro area.
Before we get into that, we're going to be talking, I wanted to at least show you out of these active listings that we were talking about, how many of those are single family versus attached product. So if you look at that 7,600 or 7,629, I guess if you want to be specific, 5,433 are going to be that detached product, where only 21 or a little shy of 2,200 is going to be that detached product. So we are still seeing single family be majority of these listings, but we still see, 2,200 is a lot when coming to and seeing all these attached products come on the market. In fact, even though it's only at 2,200 new on the market or active listings, that is up 16.29% month over month and 16.39% year over year. So we are seeing these attached products kind of flood the market a little bit more. We're seeing it pretty consistently across all the other cities. If we're looking at single family, we're still going to see a 9.36% increase month over month. However, it is down year over year 6.26%. Even though we started to see kind of an uptick in showings, like with some of our listings and then some of our buyers kind of getting more engaged and jumping on it, we are still seeing a pretty consistent days on market. So if you're looking at overall, the average days on market is 30 days. Now this is again one thing that we saw kind of hike up when the interest rates went up, is we're seeing things sit a lot longer. We still haven't seen that decrease very much, and we're seeing some of them 90 days and all of that, but then some of them, depending on the location, are going less than that. So I think 30 days is a pretty good identifier for that. If you're looking at detached or like single family, it's going to be sitting at average 29 days, and then attached is going to be 31. So they're all very consistent across the board. We're not seeing one product fly off the market compared to another. We are seeing it pretty consistent. Let's talk about that from last year, just to get an idea, because now that we know that all of the products are pretty similar, what did that look like last year, end of September 2022? If you look overall, the average day on market was 26, which is up 15%. If you look at detached or single family, it's going to be at 28, which is up 11.54%. And if you go over into your attached product, it's going to be 23 days, which is 24%. But if you look at those percentages, it is still up year over year.
All right, so you stuck around. What are those median sales prices? What are we looking at when talking about what you're going to purchase a house for in Denver? So if you look at overall, we're talking about your attached and your single family all lumped in one sum. You're looking at a median sales price of $573,000. If we're looking at year over year, that is actually up 1.73%. What if we go back 24 months, right? Because there's a lot of movement that happened between 2021 and 2022. That number is actually up 7.38%. So the majority of the movement we're talking about, like your equity gains, was between 2021 and 2022. And obviously it did slow down between 2022 to 2023. Let's break it down even further. Let's talk about your single family housing. What is that median sales price? That median sales price on your single family in Denver is $655,000. Year over year, that is up 0.77%. Let's just say it's a flat line, right? So from 2022 to 2023, it's about level. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down. Just kind of doing this number right here. Let's go back 24 months though. What did it go up? 21 to 2022, and then over into 2023. Sorry, a lot of numbers out here. I'm trying to kind of put it all on the table so we can understand what's kind of happening with the market. So the last 24 months is actually up 9.17%. Again, most of that movement happened between 2021 and 2022. Let's look at your attached, your condos, townhouses, and row homes. Median sales price on those is $365,000, and that is actually down 7.72% year over year, and is actually down 6.06% over the last 24 months. So it looks like our single family do kind of have those steady increases, where our attached are kind of going down a little bit, which we haven't been seeing too much when we're talking about, like I think when we talked about Fort Collins, that was reversed, where our attached products were actually more on an upward tick than single family, where the single family were kind of going down a little bit. So what does this all say? Pretty much what it says is we had a hot year between 2021 and 2022, and stuff has just been stagnant since those interest rates have really started to gone up at the beginning of 2022. And so the market's kind of just doing one of these things right now. Here's the thing, is it going to crash? Is it going to really go down a lot? I don't know. We honestly have to see what happens with these interest hikes, if they do happen in December with the Fed, kind of see what happens, how those affect everything. And also, guess what? We have an election coming up. You don't know what kind of tricks anyone's going to pull out, kind of changing numbers, trying to do this, that, whatever, to make things look good. Not really sure it's going to happen for 2024. All we can say right now is it's kind of stagnant right now. One thing that we can say though is, even though the days on market doesn't technically show that it is a buyer's market, this is a buyer's market, guys. For sure. What we're seeing is our buyers could go in and they're asking for concessions. They're asking for new roofs. They're asking for price reductions on the list price. And so I truly believe that it is a buyer's market right now, where sellers are kind of struggling selling their houses.
All right, now we can tell you kind of our honest opinion in that, but I dug deep and found you guys a little bit of statistics from the Realtors Associations that have been pulling numbers and tracking these trends. So I'm a dork. I highlighted it for you. I want to read you a couple of these things that I found that we are 100% agreeing with when in the field. So the first one is, if you are thinking about listing your house, you need to make sure that you guys are having conversations with your agent and vice versa about these buyer rate down programs, because we are seeing that more than ever. And not only that, we are seeing a ton of homes going out of contract. So this is going to be really vetting those buyers. So if you are the listing agent vetting those buyers, if you are the person, putting your house on the market, be prepared to really vet those buyers, because it's been on longer. I think a lot of people just jump at the first contract they see.
Yeah.
Whereas before, when we had a hot market, they were able to be picky, and they all
pick and
kinds
choose.
of stuff.
It's like, oh, this one looks good. Oh, this has this.
Yeah, and if it fell through, they had a next one in line, so it didn't really matter. Whereas now, people are like, oh my God, it's been sitting on the market for 30 days. We finally got an offer. We should take it. But what we're seeing is a lot of those falling out of contract. So you still got to do your due diligence. It's time to start the negotiation process, right? Like if you've been in real estate as long as Peter and our team has, this is not new, right? Before our market was hot, there was a ton of negotiating. There was a ton of creative ways to write contracts and different ways to really make sure that it's a win-win on both sides. And now is the time where you're going to see that the most, especially for listings. The other thing that we are seeing, we are not just seeing this in the traditional resale product. I found a statistic that says 30% of home builders reported an increased use of interest rate buy downs in the second quarter in 2023. So that's not just, a lot of people with the rates are looking to go to some of the new homes. We're seeing that a lot because they can't, some of our traditional lenders are not able to beat out these new builds and their lenders and incentives and all of that. So we are still seeing that across the board for these rate buy downs, no matter what the product is.
And actually, so to cap off 2023, Fannie Mae is projecting that, that about 4.8 million homes are going to be sold in 2023. Guys, we haven't seen those numbers since 2011. That's how slow it is right now. They're only projecting 4.9 in 2024, so not much more. Like I said, it's just kind of slow right now. And just kind of hit back on the new build side of things. These builders are doing everything they can to attract these buyers because there are it's a smaller pool as opposed to say last year or even 2021. So they are we are seeing people who are coming in with getting a 5% interest rate because those buyers are buying those rates down, able to get them in a better rate. And it's like, why would I go with a resale when I could just go brand new, get that lower interest rate? And so we are seeing a lot of our buyers who are planning on picking those new construction products as opposed to resale.
But I will say that with our clients who are doing resale, have a lot more negotiation power.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they feel the home builders are like, hey, we get a better interest rate with us, and so we're not seeing a lot of incentives as much as we were in the really hot market. Whereas resale,
the rate buy down is the incentive pretty much.
That is the incentive, Whereas if you're going in and you want concessions on some of these resales, we are seeing a little bit more negotiation power in that realm. So I think there's a little bit of both. Like you can put the money into your home with some of this and kind of get the value down, or you can have the rate. The thing about resale is that you can always refinance if the rates go down, but you don't get to change the incentives of the house after you've gotten to your new build. So just interesting. All right, we have covered, active listings, how long they're on the market, how much it's costing, single family, all of the things that we tried to show you when we're kind of encompassing these last quarter market reviews. If this is a video that you loved, give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified every single time we put out a new video.
And of course, guys, if you are looking to purchase real estate here in the beautiful state of Colorado, give us a call or text the phone number right below. Right below right there, we always answer. It doesn't matter day or time. Until next time, we love you. Bye.
Bye.